Hey guys, and welcome to another discussion video, and today I'll be discussing why Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which is coming out this week, is worth it. So basically, a lot of people on Twitter and throughout the internet are saying that this game isn't worth it because they're just three lazy ports of old games slapped onto the Nintendo Switch. But there's multiple reasons why this collection is actually worth it, and they're not straight raw ports. So the first point I have is portability. These are the first time the original versions of these games are portable. With Mario 64, you'd only have to play the DS version to actually get portability out of it. Sunshine wasn't re-released at all, and I'll touch on that later. And Galaxy, this is also the first time Galaxy is being released portably too. So this is really a big feature of this collection here because they can all control well, which I'll also get into later. Since Galaxy will be playable and everything like that, it really seems nice that this will be like portable and we'll get to play all these classic games portably. And that's really a nice feature that this has that emulators won't. And I'll touch a little bit more on emulators later. And next, we'll go into the price. So basically, if you want to get a copy of Super Mario 64, the price is usually going to be about $30 to $40. If you don't have any other console other than the Nintendo 64. And if you do have any virtual console, or like the Wii U, and well, it's not possible to buy it on the Wii anymore. It costs $10 on the Wii, which isn't that bad, or the Wii U. So moving on is Sunshine, which wasn't re-released at all. So the only way to get it is get it for the GameCube, which is also playable on the Wii too. So that costs upwards of $80 to $100, maybe even more on some sites. So it's definitely going to be worth the value for Sunshine. Sunshine alone is going to make this collection be worth it. And then Galaxy is still, it's not as expensive as the others, but for a 13-year-old game, it is pretty expensive. So it's $20 to $30 for it, which isn't too bad, but this, as I said a couple seconds ago, this is an older game, and it is like a pretty special game too, like 64 and Sunshine, so that's why it's going up in price. And when you're totaling up those prices, that's way more than $60. So this collection is definitely worth the $60 for these games alone. And next up is improved graphics. These games will all be in HD, not full HD for 64, but I mean still, it is kind of lazy that they're just gonna do the 4x3 for 64, but at least it's gonna be improved, and all the textures are gonna be, refreshed and everything. They're gonna look a lot better, and Sunshine is also gonna be in widescreen this time, which is really cool. And I'm really excited about that because that game looks so good in HD now because the colors are all fleshed out. Because the original version on the GameCube looked a lot darker, and even with the story and everything, but the colors didn't really shine too much. It just either felt really white, they either felt too bleached out and too white, or they felt too dark. There wasn't really in between, but in the version that's coming out on the Switch, all the colors look a lot better, and I feel like they kind of worked around with some of the lighting and textures and stuff like that for Sunshine. And moving on to Galaxy. Galaxy looks amazing in HD. The game alone already has a lot of polygons, and it has a higher poly count, so it's definitely going to look really good in HD. And it looks like it was already made for an HD console, despite the fact that it was made for the Wii. And I'm really excited to play Galaxy in its full form in HD. It's going to look really good. But another argument I've seen is that you could play all of these games even with improved visuals on an emulator. But the thing about an emulator is, Like, it's only on the PC, and you have limited control options, and it's not portable, as I talked about earlier with portability. And also, a lot of people don't really want to, like, emulate games, because it's technically pirating the games, and a lot of people don't want to do that. I know that people do prefer emulation, and there's nothing wrong with you if you prefer emulation. That's perfectly fine. Emulation is fine. But I mean, like this, you're getting some things out of it that you can't with emulation. And, like, I know, like, emulation is kind of like a different way of playing the game. It kind of like, if you don't really want to get the actual version of the game and just play it on whatever, like, PC you have. And, I mean, emulation is a good thing because they're preserving games and everything, but not everyone prefers it. And then moving on to improved controls. They're gonna have, like, the Switch controls for all of these games, even though they're not gonna have the GameCube controller, which is a little disappointing. The Nintendo Switch controls, especially with the Pro Controller, are really good. The Joy-Cons, I actually, as an unpopular opinion, I actually kind of like the Joy-Cons. I got used to them. Just, like, not talking about the drift. If drift is out of the question, just the Joy-Cons alone, they feel fine, especially when they're on the console. But the Pro Controller is way better. Like, and that's, like, a real definitive way to play these games. And with Galaxy, they improved the controls a lot. So now I believe you're using gyro controls, and maybe pointer, I'm not sure. I feel like there's multiple control options in Galaxy, which is a really good thing. And I think you could also use the touchscreen in Galaxy, which looks really similar to this mock-up from 2007 or 2008 with Super Mario Galaxy DS, because they had, like, the touchscreen thing then. And that's pretty interesting, because they were talking about, like, this one person made, like, a mock-up for a portable version of Galaxy. Now we're actually getting a portable version of Galaxy, so that's pretty interesting. So, moving on to the final topic here, that this game is limited edition. So, if you want to play all of these games on the Nintendo Switch, like Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, three of some of the most, like, enjoyable games of all time, some of the best games of all time, like, especially Galaxy and Sunshine for me. 64 is pretty good. They're all, like, amazing games, but, like, I like Galaxy and Sunshine a little better in my opinion, but these are three really good games that you're getting for, like, on your Switch, and this is only for a limited time, which I'm really disappointed about. They really should have had it for a longer amount of time, or hopefully they could, like, re-release these on the Nintendo Switch with the eShop and everything separately. But if you want to play all of these games on your Nintendo Switch with the portability and everything, you have to buy it pretty soon, like, between now and the end of March. So, the physical version is probably going to be harder to get since it's already out of stock, at least in the US. But with the digital version, you could buy that anytime on the Nintendo eShop. So yeah, it's actually worth it. I mean, it's not the perfect collection, because, like, I really would have preferred if they did a little more with 64, but overall, it's amazing that they're doing something like this. Nintendo never does collections like this. I mean, like, if they were gonna do 3 completely remade games, they would be $60 each. And since I discussed earlier about all of these games actually being worth $60, this is actually a really good deal from Nintendo, because they are usually just, like, porting Wii U games straight to the Switch for $60. And, like, unlike some of the Wii U games, these games are a lot better, and, like, some of them have, like, improved visuals and stuff like that, and other things too. It also includes the soundtracks too, which I didn't touch earlier, but that doesn't really matter since you can listen to it on YouTube. But I guess, like, if you want to listen to it ad-free, you could do that, or if you just want to listen to music from a specific game. I think that's pretty cool, because sometimes people just like to have their Switch with them when they're, like, somewhere in the house and they don't have anything else, and that's, like, a good place to just sit down and listen to some music. And I think they like improved the quality of the music a little bit too, since especially with like the Nintendo 64 with Super Mario 64, that's pretty compressed. But I think they kind of uncompressed the music a little bit for some of these games. Like all three of them kind of have a little bit of compression in the music, but I think they might have improved that. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Do you think this collection is worth it, and are you gonna get it? So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to follow my Twitter and join my Discord server if you want, and goodbye.